Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to go on a pretty fascinating expedition through the world of botany, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. We're going to see how the study of plants scales from the totally microscopic to the truly planetary.
I mean, seriously, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it, someone wandering through a field with a magnifying glass, looking at wildflowers, or maybe just memorizing a ton of long, complicated Latin names?
Yeah, and while that's definitely part of its history, modern botany is so much more. It's a high-tech science that scales from the invisible world inside a single cell all the way up to the complex dynamics of our entire planet. And we're going on that exact journey today. So here's our roadmap. We'll kick things off with what modern botany is all about. Then we'll zoom all the way into the cellular blueprint. From there, we'll see how a complete plant is built, explore the incredible diversity of plant life, check out their role in the global ecosystem, and finally, bring it all back to our world. Okay, first up, what does it really mean to study botany today? You gotta forget those old stereotypes. Modern botany is a highly structured science that builds a complete picture of the plant world, piece by piece.
A botanist's education is kind of built on two main pillars. Everybody starts with the core knowledge. These are the mandatory courses that create a rock-solid foundation in everything from genetics to ecology. But from there, they get to forge their own specialized path, choosing electives to do a deep dive into whatever they're passionate about, whether that's developing new biofuels or figuring out how plants survive in crazy extreme environments.
All right, so our journey of understanding starts here, at the absolute smallest scale you can imagine. Before you can have a forest or even a simple flower, you need the cellular blueprint that dictates everything a plant is and everything it can be. And the absolute foundation of that blueprint is the genome. Now, this isn't just a shopping list of genes, it's the complete instruction manual for life. Botanists study how these instructions are structured, how they function, and this is the really cool part, how the plant reads and responds to them based on signals from the world around it. Think of every single plant cell as a tiny, bustling city. The genome is the city plan, right? But inside, you've got all this incredible activity. Students learn how the power plants, the organelles, are built, how cargo gets moved on molecular highways, how cells talk to each other, and the chemistry of the actual bricks and mortar, the carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids that make it all possible.
Okay, so from that single-cell blueprint, let's pull the camera back. Now we're going to see how millions and millions of these cells work together to build a complex, living machine, a whole plant.
The engine of this living machine is photosynthesis. It's this almost magical process of turning sunlight into fuel. Just think about that for a second. Plants literally eat light. Understanding how they use light and absorb carbon is absolutely key because this one process pretty much powers all life on Earth. And it's not just about the engine. A plant has these unbelievably complex internal systems. It's like its plumbing, its circulatory system, and its communication network all rolled into one. Botanists dive deep into how water gets transported, how essential nutrients like nitrogen are processed, and how this super sophisticated system of hormones regulates everything from growth to when it's time to flower. All right, a quick check-in on our journey of scale. We've gone from the cellular blueprint up to the living machine. Next up, we're zooming out even further to appreciate the absolutely breathtaking variety of these machines all across the planet.
And wow, what a variety it is. I mean, the plant kingdom spans this incredible range from single-celled algae you'd find in a drop of water to the largest living organisms on the entire planet.
So how do botanists even begin to make sense of all this? Well, they usually break it down into two huge groups. On one side, you've got the non-flowering plants, things like algae and ferns. To understand them, scientists look at both living species and fossils to piece together the whole story of early evolution. On the other side, with flowering plants, the focus is often on identification, using their physical shape and even molecular data to classify them. But, this isn't just about reading textbooks. This quote, which is from a real course, says it all. It shows that botany is a get-your-hands-dirty kind of science. Students actually get out there in the field to build their own collections, developing real, practical skills by learning to identify and preserve specimens themselves. Okay, time for our final, biggest zoom out yet. Because, of course, a plant doesn't exist in a bubble. It's part of a vast, interconnected web, the global ecosystem. This is where botanists basically become ecological detectives. They learn how to design surveys, analyze the rise and fall of plant populations, and understand the complex dance of competition and who's eating who. They learn to read the landscape, interpreting the stories that vegetation patterns tell us about the world, both today and in the deep past. And this detective work has never been more relevant. A key part of modern botany is tackling really urgent, real-world issues. As one course puts it, a critical focus is understanding the very real consequences of our own industrial activity on the health and survival of plant life.
Which brings us to our final stop, connecting all of this knowledge directly to our daily lives. Why does any of this really matter to us?
Well, for starters, think about something called economic botany. This is literally the study of how plants and people interact. It covers the origin of our food, the discovery of plants that give us life-saving medicines, and the development of new resources, like biofuels. I mean, our entire society is built on plants. And it's also all about the future. Plant biotechnology lets us do amazing things like genetic transformation to improve crops, while quality control principles help keep biologics that come from plants safe. At the very same time, that ecological theory is being applied directly to one of the biggest challenges we face, conserving biological diversity. This whole journey, from a single cell all the way to the entire globe, it all leads to this: a research project. This is the moment a student stops being just a learner and becomes a contributor, designing their own original research, managing their time, and sharing what they've found with the world. So there you have it. We've gone all the way from a single gene to our global food supply. It's a field that's foundational, incredibly diverse, and absolutely vital for our future. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the next great discovery hiding in the plant kingdom, and how is it going to change our world?